Hi folks, as you will note I have now a red shirt instead of a green one, having shifted myself from being this Holly King to the Oak King. Why? Because we're going to take Sir Gawain's journey, pick up with it. Let us do so. Let us start with Gawain on his way off onto this journey, and the description of his clothes and apparel, very elaborate. The shield that he is carrying bears a pentacle on the front. The pentacle, the 5 points of that pentacle, represent his Christian mission to the world. The 5 points symbolize the 5 virtues, purity in the 5 senses, and the 5 wounds of Christ. So all of these things say he is a Christian knight. But on the back, visible to him, the side of that shield, he would see an icon, a picture of the Virgin Mary. She, intercessionary saint, representing purity and mercy. So his eye is on purity and mercy as he projects the images of Christ to the world. His very Christian mission is a wandering through an unknown and desolate land, a land of mists, searching for some unknown place, this green chapel. He has no idea where it is. He simply must look for it. And guess what? At exactly the appropriate number of days before his day of destiny, his meeting with the Green Knight, Gawain arrives. Hey, how does this just happen this way? It's ordained. It's destiny. We all take that journey through the valley of the shadow of death, at least once when we are going to meet death, sometimes before, as a journey of awareness, like Sir Gawain is taking. He also arrives through prayer. He prays to the Virgin Mary that he may successfully, honorably, honestly complete his quest. And he arrives through magic. After all, our Green Knight, it was this figure out of fairy who arranged all this. So which one is it? All three. It works that way. It works that way in literature. It works that way symbolically in the way events fit together. Now then, he arrives then at this wonderful castle that is all of, a couple hours away from his place of destiny, and is greeted by this fine host with his dear ruddy beard and his black cloak. He's, yes, the Oak King, this figure for summer with our alternate color, red. Like Sir Gawain's red, the red and green is played deliberately here. Why, you've got me in red today. Now, Sir Gawain at this point has won the first game, or at least almost. He hasn't stood there and, or rather knelt and waited to have his head chopped off yet, but he has arrived. And guess what? He's run smack into a second game because Bertilac proposes another game. This one, and Sir Gawain will spend his days resting at the castle for his confrontation, and Bertilac will go off hunting, and Bertilac will give him his gifts. venison and pork from a wild boar and such as that. And in exchange, well, Gawain will give Bertilac whatever he gains at the castle in these 3 days. Gawain's really not going to gain much of anything at the castle. He gains kisses, so he gives Bertilac kisses. Yeah, kisses? Yes, because our author has set this up primarily for all that richness. The primary motive in the tale is to offer a lesson regarding chastity, the knightly virtue that was probably most thoroughly honored in the breach, one that was least likely to be obeyed. And so Sir Gawain, a lusty young man, is going to be confronted with seduction. 3 times, Bertilac's wife attempts to seduce him. The 3rd time, she appears in his bedroom and sits down on his bed half naked. She's bare-breasted, naked to the waist. And Gawain manages each time to, with courtesy and gentleness, say no. So, Gawain has won. Now, we're not going to stop here, not quite. So, Lady Bertilac tempts Sir Gawain with material things, and he turns that down. No, he is a fine knight. He's not out for money. And then she pretends to offer him a means to keep his life. She claims to be wearing a green sash that is magic, that will keep him from all harm, and while giving it to him, tricks him into contradictory promises. He has promised Sir Bertilac to reveal anything that he gathers, and now he promises Lady Bertilac to keep the girdle secret. Ooh. Yes, he can only keep one of these 2 promises, and he's going to keep the one to the fair lady, and so Gawain has gotten himself into problems. A problem. He has proved himself imperfect. So let's move to the day of reckoning, as once more the retainer offers Sir Gawain the chance to just say no, to be a coward, to run off. No one will know about it. And Sir Gawain stands tall at this last minute when, yes, he is flat out confronting death, where the retainer has led him to a little mound in the ground, an elven bro, a cave that goes off to the underworld that Sir Gawain would imagine as a gate to hell. He is steadfast, and the Green Knight appears. Gawain takes his place to get it over with, and not once but 3 times the Green Knight exacts his due. One for each of the 3 days at Lord Bertilac's castle. First, he feints a strike and claims Sir Gawain flinched so as to keep himself from having to announce that it was a fake. Then he runs a second feint, and then finally a 3rd strike, draws blood, gives Sir Gawain a cut on the neck, does not take his head off. Well, Sir Gawain follows this 3rd strike by saying, "Oh, okay, enough of this nonsense. I have allowed you to strike me once. We're going to have at it." And the Green Knight laughs him off. "No, we can't do that." Why? Because the Green Knight, after all, is this immortal being or semi-immortal one from the land of Faerie. He's a demigod. You can't fight a demigod. And so he laughs him off and then says, enough, you won. Won? Yes, won. Sir Gawain has won. In all regards save one, Sir Gawain has exhibited perfect virtue, honor, courage, all of those, chastity, fealty to his host. Then in Lord Bertilac's castle, hey, Sir Gawain has stepped into this pagan realm, not just pagan land, but pagan realm, the realm of fairy, carrying with him Christian virtues on the front of his shield and his thoughts of, yes, of the Virgin Mary on the rear of the shield, and faced his mortality and proven the validity, the honesty, the honor of those Christian virtues. He has earned the respect of this pagan world. For his one failing, as he accepted that magic girdle, well, heavens, he's not supposed to want to die. He's not there to play martyr. He is confronting death because he must. And Sir Bertilac says, a good man wants to live. A man must want to live. As his reward, Sir Bertilac awards Sir Gawain that girdle, that green sash. Yes, it was given him, Sir Gawain, by Bertilac's wife, but, well, according to the rules of the game, Gawain was supposed to give it back to Bertilac then and didn't. So now he has been awarded it. As for the girdle itself, magic? Heavens, no. No, 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 no. If you think there's magic in the girdle, you're missing the whole wonderful idea of the story. Because, hey, this sash, first given by Lady Bertilac to demonstrate Sir Gawain's virtue. He gets that after he has so gently warded off her attempts to seduce him, has never spoken ill of her to her husband, never revealed them, instead been the perfect gentleman. But also as a trick, because Bertilac is setting up this second trick, this second little item in here, to offer, yes, offer Sir Gawain another gift, a more painful one, the gift of genuine humility. Hey, Gawain exhibited his humility back at the beginning when he called himself the least of the knights and all of that. Well, folks, let's understand, that's bullshit. Mr. Gawain knows exactly what he is in terms of his prowess as a knight. He knows that he was the strongest of the table and the only one who dared to step forward and all of that. So now guess what? He's gotten the gift of real humility. Hey man, you ain't perfect. You may be the top of the world, but you ain't perfect. So Sir Gawain receives the gift of an understanding of human weakness. The Green Knight absolves Sir Gawain of his failing, like a priest offering absolution, because none are perfect. All must request forgiveness. And Sir Gawain then can wear this green sash, which he will now wear openly, wear as an armband, a band about his great arm, because it symbolizes his greatness to so many, but his humility and his failing to himself. Thus, the grand Christian message rooted in this story. Neat piece of writing. Fantastic one. Thanks, folks.